StraightallDay.com. Baldwin, workonyourgame.com. I want to talk about the highest level of income earning. It doesn't even matter what you do for a living. As long as money is being made, what I'm about to tell you applies to you. There are different levels of income earning, and again, this applies in any business, any industry. Let me tell you what the three levels are, and I'm explaining to you the highest level and why this is the level that you want to ascend yourself to. The lowest level is making money based on what you do. And the reason why this is the lowest level, what you do is like if you work at McDonald's and you flip the burgers, you get paid for what you do. If you, what's the job that's getting replaced? You work at an Amazon warehouse and you put the packages into the envelopes and then you load them onto the truck. You're getting paid for what you do. As all of you know, probably, with the advancement of technology and artificial intelligence nowadays, these jobs are getting quickly replaced by robotics and by technology, to where they don't even need humans to do them anymore, because now they're teaching robots to do stuff. Any kind of rote, same action over and over job is the lowest level of making money, because you're only getting paid for what you do. And the problem with this is the human body can only do stuff for a certain amount of time at a certain level and can only do it for so long. So even if you're an NBA or NFL player, yes, you can make a whole lot of money for what you do because of the type of job that you're doing, because you're in the entertainment industry. The problem is, you know anything about the sports world, sports careers are extremely short. Why are they so short? Because the human body performing at that level can only do so for so long, for you can't do it anymore. And you've probably heard plenty of stories of athletes who made a lot of money while playing, but when they stopped playing, money wasn't coming in anymore. They could not replicate that anywhere else, because there's no other skill that they had that could equal or surpass their ability to do stuff with their body. And again, you can only do it for a short period of time. And most people who make money by doing things do not do it at such a level to where they're getting paid $10 million a year to do it. Most people get paid $10 an hour to do things. So you don't want to get paid for what you do. The next level is getting paid for what you know. The reason why getting paid for what you know is a higher level than what you do, because the human brain has more endurance than the human body. All right, you can think and use your brain and use your mouth to explain things that you know much longer and for a much more consistent period of time, sustainable period of time, than you can run and jump, run past everybody and jump over everybody and do things with your physical body. So if you know stuff, it's just more sustainable than just simply doing stuff. And you don't have to have any type of genetic, physical advantage or even tools. As long as you have a brain and the ability to communicate what's going through that brain, you can make money based on what you know. That's just using your knowledge. The challenge with using your knowledge is that, again, with technology, artificial intelligence, and just the internet in general, is that knowledge is becoming more and more democratized. So just the fact that you have knowledge and you know some stuff is not, making money for what you know is not as big of an advantage today as it was even a year ago or 10 years ago, simply because knowledge is becoming democratized. You can access it through the internet, and just knowing stuff, again, is not that big of a deal, because somebody else can go on Google or ChatGPT and get all the knowledge that you went to school for 4 years to get. They can get that knowledge within 30 seconds by simply typing something into a chatbot. So knowledge, i.e. getting paid for what you know, it does still matter, but not nearly as much as it used to. And the value of knowledge itself, in order to get paid for it, is going down, down, down. It's going to continue to go down to the point that knowledge itself is going to be not even worthless, but you won't be able to charge for it. So it's not going to be worthless. People will want it. There is value in it. The problem is you won't be able to charge for it, because everybody's going to be giving it away for free. That's the problem with getting paid for what you know. The highest level of getting paid, this is the third level. This is getting paid for who you are as a person. Now, here's the interesting thing about who you are as a person, because who you are as a person, you are still doing stuff and you still know stuff. The thing is, people are not paying just for what you do and what you know, because there may be other people out there who can do the same thing that you do, and they know the same stuff that you know, or at least a good amount of the stuff that you know. The difference is, people are not paying for the knowing and the doing. They're paying because of the vessel through which it is coming, which is the person. That's you. That's the thing that you're getting paid for. So take somebody like Tom Brady, for example. Tom Brady was a quarterback who played in the NFL. Is he the first person to play quarterback in the NFL? No. You may say he was the best, but there are others who are pretty good as well. They can throw a football too. And Tom Brady knows a lot about playing football in the NFL. I think we all can agree with that. He did it for a long time. A lot of other people played for a long time as well. What do people pay Tom Brady for? That when you pay for Tom Brady to come give a speech or to sign autographs or to be at your event, you're not paying because he played football, because millions of people play football, or at least thousands. You're not paying for what he knows, because everybody who played football like he did knows a lot of stuff that he knows, and it's not like his knowledge is 100 times higher than everybody else's knowledge. What you're paying for is the fact that it's Tom Brady, because somebody who goes to that event can say, I was at an event and Tom Brady was there. Not I was at an event and a football player was there. I was at an event and Tom Brady was there. The fact that it's his name makes it worth something. Makes it worth a whole lot more than if it was just anybody. That's what you are. That's what you want to get paid for, who you are as a person. Because when you're getting paid for who you are as a person, here's the good news. Somebody can replicate your skills, the things you physically do. Someone can replicate your knowledge, the things that you know in your head. Nobody can replicate who you are. You can't be nobody can copy who you are. They can copy your skills. They can copy what you say. They can copy your information. Nobody can copy who you are as a person, and that is not replicatable, which also means the value of it is higher simply because of its scarcity. Scarcity of something, the value of something has a direct relationship to its scarcity. The more scarce something is, the more valuable it is, and the more available something is, the less valuable it is. So if I just needed a football player, well, I'll just say I'm going to pay somebody $100 to come to this event, and any football player who wants $100 will show up. But if I want Tom Brady, or I want Jerry Rice, or I want Troy Aikman, or I want Patrick Mahomes to come to my event, I got to pay their price, because they can't be replaced with just any quarterback or any wide receiver or anybody who's ever picked up a ball, because of who they are as an individual. And understand that in every space, every industry, there are people who fit this description. In the dog trainer world, there are superstar dog trainers who get paid because they're a brand name. They're a brand name molecular biologists. They're brand name dentists. They're brand name authors and professional speakers and brand name car designers. In every industry, the people who are in that industry know who the superstars are, and those superstars are able to charge a higher price for for anything that they are asked to do, simply because of who they are as a person, or for what they know, simply because of who they are as a person. Any of you has ever heard somebody who was, or saw someone who was widely regarded as a high level expert at what they do or what they know, and you listened to them and heard them and said, this person that isn't really that much more impressive than the average person in this space. And you're like, how is this possible? This is why. I'm explaining it to you right now. I remember about over 10 years ago, I was at Stanford University at a graduation, and Bill Gates was speaking. And Bill Gates was known even back then as one of the richest men in the world, most famous, amazing. I thought the speech was just going to be dazzling. And I listened to him give the speech at the commencement, and the speech was very average. It wasn't even, I wouldn't even say it was good. I said it was a very, very average speech. And what I realized now, what I said back then was that the speech wasn't even that great. But it's the same thing that I said then, but I could explain it even better now. So the reason Bill Gates spoke at that graduation was not because Bill Gates is this amazing speaker. He spoke at the graduation, and he probably got paid, who knows, $100,000 to speak at that graduation, even though he gave a very average speech. That somebody who gets paid $5,000 could have gave a better speech than him, just word for word, could have gave a better speech than Bill Gates. The reason Bill Gates did it, and the reason he got paid $100,000 instead of $5,000, is because he's Bill Gates, not because of the quality of the speech or even anything that he said. I don't remember a single thing he said in that speech because it wasn't that good. But the Stanford University was willing to pay Bill Gates $100,000 for that speech, not because they expected an amazing speech, but because they want to be able to say, and everybody who was at that graduation, like the students who graduated, guess what they're saying 10 years later? Bill Gates spoke at my graduation. Not Bill Gates said ABC, because nobody remembers what he said because the speech was weak. It's the fact that it was Bill Gates. He got paid $100,000. He didn't even have to be good. He had to be good to become Bill Gates. But once you become that person, that name, what you do doesn't matter nearly as much as the fact that you're still you. And that's the game that you want to play. You get to that position, then again, you should be good. But if you do something that's kind of mediocre, it doesn't even matter. Why? Because people aren't paying for what you do. They're paying for the fact that they were in the same room as you. The fact that they were in an event and you walked in the event. It's like if I had a birthday party and I hired Michael Jordan to come to the party, he ain't got to do nothing. He don't have to play basketball. He don't even have to speak. He could just walk through the party and just go sit in the VIP and just be there and let people take pictures with him. He might charge me $1 million for that. And it would be worth the $1 million. Why? Because everybody's going to say, I was at Dre's party and guess who was there? Michael Jordan. That makes it worth $1 million. And again, he doesn't even have to do anything. That's the level that you want to get to. You don't have to do anything. Just being you becomes worth a whole bunch of money. And again, this means the way you do this is you got to become a superstar of what you do. Now, there are many things you can do to do that. And the way you can start with this is by looking around and asking yourself, who are the superstars in the space that I'm in right now? What are they doing? What are some things they have next to their name? And how can I get those same things next to my name? That's where you can start with this. But I train and coach people on doing this in their particular industries, making yourself a name to where people are coming to you for who you are, not just for what you do. And at that point, you are no longer a commodity, meaning you are no longer competing on price. You can name your price, you can set your price, and you can start getting much more money for the same work that you were doing before, because people are looking for you, not looking for the thing that you do. And this does not mean, let me be clear, does not mean you have to be some name brand famous person, like can't go to the supermarket by yourself famous. You don't have to be that. I just told you, in every industry, these people exist. The most famous doctor in Miami might be parking next to me right now. I wouldn't know who he is because I'm not a doctor. But if I was in a doctor space and I saw him, I'd say, oh, that's him. That's that guy. Because in that space, he's that guy. So you just need to be that guy or that girl to the audience that you want to serve. You don't have to be that guy, that girl to a random person who's not your customer. But to your customer, you become that. Now the ceiling comes off your price, if that makes sense. And it should make sense as I just explained it to you. Go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. That link's down below in the description. You want to work with me directly, I will work with you and help you get to this position in your lane for your customers. And again, your customers might only be 100 people you need to be this to, and that's all you need in order to get to the position you want to get to. Maybe it's 1 million people, but you can get to this position in your specific industry as long as you understand the tools and the pieces necessary to get to that spot. Not what you know, not what you do, but who you are. Work on your game. Dre all day.